Okay. If you're told to find the frequency, total frequency, add all of them up, you can use your calculator. So go ahead and use your calculator. You could be told to find the class midpoint like we did last week. Class midpoint. The class midpoint, CMP, is the average of upper limit and lower limit. 25 plus 34 divided by 2. Okay. And then we want to find the class midpoint of each class and then find the total frequency also. So the class midpoint of the first class is 25 plus 34. So I got to be careful, see? 25 plus 34. It's always good to eyeball the number that you typed in because people make mistakes. So I have 29.5. So the first class midpoint is 29.5. The second class midpoint will be first class midpoint plus class width. Well, but let's do it additionally. And then I have 35 plus 44. 35 plus 44. And we have 79 divided by 2. 39.5. So note that the distance between consecutive class midpoints is also the class width. Therefore, I can continue by writing 39.5 plus 10 is 45.9. 49.9, I mean. 59.9. 9.5. Okay. Okay, so we have found all the class midpoints in 9.5, 39.5, 49.5, and 59.5. And if I'm told to find the relative frequency of each class, let me come over here and do it. Remember, the relative frequency is frequency of class over total. Relative frequency is frequency of the class over total frequency. Total frequency is sigma frequency. Okay, so what is the total frequency? I can add them up quickly. So I can just say 21.5, 21.8 plus 39. That's 7.5, 37.5 plus 36.5 plus, well, that is 7. Okay, then plus the last one, 20.7. Okay, and then we can say equal to, I want to eyeball it. Sometimes you might make a mistake. So eyeball what you put in, because no matter how good the calculation is, if you miss one number, the calculation is going to be wrong. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter. So I have 116.7 is the total frequency. But the question is, what if I'm told to find the mean, median, and mode? What if I'm told to find the 5-number summary? I could be given a group data and be told to find the class midpoint, find the class weight, find the 5-number summary, find the interquartile range like we did last week. Okay, so what do I have? I think I still have time. We still have more than 15 minutes. And so if I'm told to find the mean of a group data, I'll go to STAT, edit, and I will clear my L1. I'm putting all the class midpoints one by one. Putting the class midpoint one by one. L1 is a class midpoint, so 29.5. Enter 39.5. Enter 49.5. Enter 59.5. Enter. I hope you know that this is unit 1 question. You're expected to know it. It's already in the test. That's why I want to make sure that I touch it and I'm recording it. So I'm recording it so when you go back and you can watch it. The author has a recorded video, so you don't have to watch this one. Then go to the book and watch the video. So the class midpoint in L1, frequency in L2. So frequencies in L2, and I'll type my frequencies in there, 21.8. Each frequency with the number, okay, 35, 37.5, enter 36.7, enter, and 20.7. And when you finish, please eyeball what you put in. People make mistakes because you might actually see a 5-digit number there. That means you put 2 of them in one. So make sure you go back and check your see if you have an error. Also, horizontally, they have to be on equal, on the same straight line. So the next thing you want to do is find the one variable start of L1 and L2 like we did the other day, last week. Go to STAT, arrow to calc, do one variable start of L1 class midpoint, L2 frequency. Because this is a group data, find the class midpoint of L1 and L2, hit enter. And now I found the mean already because I used my calculator. See how quick it is to find the mean. So I found the mean to be 44.32 to 2 decimal places. Let me look for the, and by the way, there is no sample standard deviation. And anytime there is no sample standard deviation, it means that sample standard deviation is equal to the population standard deviation. Another way of telling you that this is a normal distribution. So let's go down. So this is the sum of all the frequencies. And therefore, our calculation before was correct. And the 5-number summary are here, like I showed you last week. The 5 in every time, whenever you do your one variable start, your 5-number summary is there. So by the way, we were looking for the median. Now we want to, is the median smaller or bigger than the mean? The median is 39.5. So let's go up again. What is the mean? The mean is 44.3 and the median is 35.4. So what do we conclude? The mean is greater than the median. Therefore, that's skewed right. Because somebody wants me to calculate the mean and median and show whether the data is skewed right. So if I'm drawing a density curve, I will draw a density curve that is skewed to the right because the mean is 44. Standard deviation, the median is approximately 30. The median is Q2, approximately 39.5 or even 40, but it's still lower. So now you can conclude that the data is skewed right because the mean is greater than the median, even though that one variable start did not show any sample standard deviation. Our real calculation showed that this data is skewed. So looking at the distribution doesn't always answer the question. Your calculation answers the question. Therefore, I can genuinely say that this distribution is skewed right because the mean is greater than the median. Okay, so suppose another question says, find the relative frequency column. Remember, this is a group data. Even though it's a group data, you can be told to find everything. So it's a group, we still have time though. So we also can be told to find the relative frequency. So let's do that. Remember the relative frequency. So the relative frequency, this is the total frequency. Relative frequency is frequency of the class over total frequency. Frequency of class over total frequency, like we said last week. Total frequency can be written as sigma frequency. Let me write it as sigma frequency. All right, over sigma frequency. I hope you can work now. Okay. I hope you can work. Thank you. All right. Sigma frequency. All right. So here I have 21.8 divided by 116.7. Don't worry about simplifying it now. In fact, if you put it in your calculator like this, it will give you a decimal. The same here, I have 37.5 divided by total frequency, and so on. Remember that relative frequency cannot be more than 1. And I already said that relative frequency is the same as probability. So in unit 2, we shall call relative frequency probability. Also, you could be told to calculate, make a column for cumulative relative frequency. You should be told, remember that all these are already in chapter 2. We talked about it in chapter 2. So you could be told to find the cumulative relative frequency. Okay, so you start adding the frequency. We will talk about that even though the pre-test will be open on Monday, we shall still have class on Monday. And so that if you have any question with pre-test, you can come and ask the question in class. Because it's only a pre-test. It's only going to be a homework. It's a homework grade. The essence of giving you pre-test is to make sure you should be able to take the test on the 17th. So if you have a question, the pre-test will open in the morning. If you have a question with pre-test, you come to class, online class or face-to-face class, and ask your instructor, or find the answer in PowerPoint or ebook. You don't really have to ask anybody because there are so many places you can find the answer in PowerPoint, in ebook, in author's video. Okay, so we can also be told, we have a few minutes, but let's also draw a box plot. We could be told to draw a box plot of the data. So let's go ahead and draw a box plot. Remember, this data is a group data. We don't know the original. So we lost the original when the data was grouped. Okay, so I am going to draw a box plot of this data. I already know that one variable stat gave me, let's say, crooked box plot. One variable stat that I did in my calculator gave me the 5-number summary. So I will go to one variable stat that I just did because I still have the data, and the 5-number summary are there. These are the 5-number summary there, minimum number, first quartile. Okay, so the minimum number is 29.5. Just write it here, 29.5. I can minimize this so that my calculator will not be running away. I'll be running away. All right. Can come this way. This one comes this way. And see, still be running away. Anyway, so I can maybe take a picture of that way. Even if it runs away, I can still see. All right, so now I can make my big. So the minimum number is 29.5. The first quartile of that data, Q1 is 39.5. The median is equal to the mean. I mean the median is equal to Q1, so I have to redraw. The median Q1 are the same, so I am going to actually take this away. So this is Q1, and I'm going to put the median here. So I will just put Q2 here. Q2, the same thing, 39.5. All right. And then Q3, which is called the third quartile, is 49.5. 49.5. And the maximum number is 59.5. All right. And so this is my box plot. So I got the box plot. I bet you know that these questions are already in the test because this is a practice test. These questions are already in the test. So you know that I'm actually reviewing this. Okay, I can be told to find the interquartile range, which is the IQR. The IQR is Q3 minus Q1, like I said 2 weeks ago. Oh, that was last week. So what is Q3? Q3 is 49.5 and Q1 is 39.5. Therefore, IQR, interquartile range, is 10. So the interquartile range is the distance between the box, 10. That's the interquartile range. So see all the questions somebody can ask you, giving you a group data where you don't even know the raw data. So we are going to review this again next class, but just know it's in the test. The empirical rule is in the test. So if you study your PowerPoint and watch the video in the book, try to watch the video, the class video.